So this time we said that we're going to talk about something really important. Well, everything that we say is really important, but this time it's about money and the beginning of the transaction.
Yeah, this is actually a very key point, because there's so with anything, probably anything, there's sometimes stuff that needs to be in the blank. Like, here's a blank, put something in, and there's other stuff that really, really matters. And earnest money is one of the things that really, really matters. It's a negotiation tool. It's a curing condition term thing. So earnest money.
So why is it earnest money? Why is it called earnest?
I really want to, really earnestly. I want to buy your property. I want to buy your property so bad, I will give you this much money, which is something I may lose if I'm not performing the way I should.
Did you know that it comes from a Germanic name that means battle?
Earnest means battle?
Yeah.
All right.
So you are battling to get that property. You are going to war to get it. So
it has an impact.
Sense.
It has an impact.
Yes.
So like you have a purchase price. Purchase price is a very important number.
Yes.
You have earnest money, which is a very important number. And then you have like loan amount, cash to close, which you would think are important numbers, but they're actually not.
No. When you're filling up a contract, usually people get, worried about those pieces about, okay, so how much do I need to bring to the table, the closing date, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like.
Which is here.
Yeah.
Not here.
Yes.
Not real estate, but lender.
Yeah, lender.
I'm concerned. You should be concerned.
They ask me all the time, and I'm like, well, that varies. You should ask, Jason. You should ask your lender.
In the Utah purchase contract, it actually says that the loan amount and the money at closing can be adjusted by the lender and borrower as deemed necessary, so they can change at any time without updating the contract.
Yeah.
But the earnest money and purchase price, those have to be adjusted. So that really matters. So when a contract is accepted, and we could talk more about acceptance later, but when it's accepted, you have 4 days to get the earnest money to the agent, and they have 4 days to get it deposited.
Yes.
Otherwise, the contract can be voided for non-performance.
Yeah, and you might ask, where are they going to deposit this money? Who is keeping it? And in Fathom Realty, what we do is we take it to a title company, which is going to be the title company that you're going to work with till the end of the deal. There are other brokerages that take their money to their trust account, and that makes it so it's a different it's a different account that what they are using as an operating account.
Or operating account, right?
Yes.
So, and it's really important that money is held in escrow. So it's not given and gone. It doesn't cover real estate transaction fees. It's something that those funds are actually down payment or cash to close.
Yes, which it's a question that we have often. It's like, okay, so this is the money, and then besides that, I need to bring this much for down payment, and the answer is no, but you do need to bring part of it.
Right.
It's just this money they just give me is part of your down payment.
So the earnest money could actually be more than the down payment, and we can credit some of the earnest money back, or all the earnest money back at closing, because we can fund it through some loans.
Yeah, like Utah Housing, right?
Utah Housing, VA, USDA.
Yeah.
There's a few other fringe programs that will go higher amounts. Or if you put down, so to make an offer really strong, you can say, hey, I'm going to put down a lot of earnest money. Because if you go past your due diligence, financing appraisal, settlement deadline, the easy way or the simplest way for that to be solved is keep the earnest money.
Yeah.
You could also sue for performance or sue for damages. But the easiest way is, hey, keep the earnest money.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, you think it's if I don't want to put that much money if I'm going to lose it. But it depends really how much you want to buy the house. And if we have certain deadlines, and I think that's really important for you guys to realize that those deadlines are like set on stone for the moment, or until we send an extension about it. Because if we don't send an extension for it, or we don't do something about that particular part of the transaction, then you can lose your earnest money.
Right.
Yeah.
So earnest money is important. It's valuable. The other thing, if you back out of the transaction before that voidable deadline in the contract that cancels it, you get your earnest money back. That's in effect. Now, the interesting thing is it's not just the buyer's repercussion, punishment, not just the buyer's penalty. So the important thing about the earnest money is it's not just the buyer's penalty. If a seller decides to back out of a transaction, they need to give an amount equal to the earnest money back.
Yeah.
So if you really want to buy a home, a large earnest money on the contract is a really powerful negotiating factor, because if the seller decides that something's changed, they're going to have to cough up that money.
Yes.
The other super important thing is if you've got a domino transaction, meaning I'm selling my house and I'm buying this house, and they're selling their house and they're buying a house, you want to make sure the earnest money covers not just the expenses you will incur for failure to perform on your buyer's contract, but also you have enough time to cancel yours. So people buying your house have a deadline of the 20th, but the 20th at 5 p.m. is generally how the contract was written, because business is closed. The title company, a lot of banks, a lot of lenders shut down at 5. So if their deadline's the 20th, your contract needs to be after that.
After that.
Because if they cancel it 4:59 on the 20th, they've met contract deadlines, and there's no way you can prepare the necessary paperwork and get it off in time.
Yes. Yeah.
So you want to work with a seasoned real estate agent who knows the importance of timelines and when the day ends and how long it's going to take to process.
Yeah. And how are you going to manage to communicate with the other agent, the other person that it's on the other side of the transaction? It's way more easier when somebody is doing this full time, that when you have just your breaks or your time to do it, just it's money, and it's important to be sure that you're not going to lose it. And that's our whole, like, one of our most important things. We don't want you to lose money. We want you to feel at home in your new place. So
and be confident in the process of selling and buying. Last year, I think it was, the division reported on an agent who said they confirmed that they'd received the money. They'd received a check, but there's no funds in the account.
Oops.
So they didn't cash it. When it came time to execute performance on the contract, the buyer's agent said, hey, we need to back out. The seller said, okay, well, we're keeping the earnest money. Where is it? The agent said it's not there. Created big problems. That agent actually got fined $5,000.
Yeah.
So knowing that your agent
no-no.
knows what they're doing is a big deal as well, because you need those assurances.
You know, now that you're talking about the money that was not there, I've had some clients that give me cash for their earnest money, and it's just like, no, I'm so sorry, thank you, but I cannot grab cash. Which is like, back in the day when I first started, I remember making copies of cash. So, I mean, it's just silly, right? But we did that. But now you cannot accept cash. It's just so easy to mishandle it that it's better not to.
Yeah, there's all kinds of problems. So like I go back to when I was 16, I had a job at our circle, right? They taught me, and this is super important. So someone pays with a 20. I'd put the 20 on top of the register. I'd let the customer hold it, and then I'd make change. And then I'd exchange the change for the 20 at the same time. And the reason why is if you take the 20 and you put it in the drawer and they say, hey, I need the change for the 50 or the 100 I gave you, and it's not there, it's not visible. The problem with giving cash and earnest money is if you're an agent and your client says, yeah, the $10,000 earnest money, and they give you one.
Yeah. Whoops.
That's a problem. So it's hard to verify. The other thing, lenders, we're super picky on verify it, prove it. And it's not that we don't trust you, we don't trust anybody, and people don't trust us. So we have to prove it. Like, okay, we see what's happening here, and we understand that you said this, but we're going to back it up.
Yeah.
So
where do you got the money from?
Right.
If it's cash.
Right. So we want to see a check. We want to see a cashier's check. We want to see a wire.
Yes. Yeah. Super important.
Yeah.
It's easier for your transaction anyways to have everything in order and, you know, recorded in different places, so you can make it so the lender, it's easier, and the underwriters will be like, oh yeah, everything looks fine. Perfect. Next. You're approved.